and welcome to First Love Yourself, where love, life, and Christ combine. I am so grateful to have you here on this journey of self discovery and empowerment with me. In today's video, we are going to talk about what you should do when God says do nothing, when you're in this waiting season, when you're moving on, things like that. But before we get started, if you're new here, go ahead and give me a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel so you never miss out on more uplifting and empowering content like this. So get comfortable because we are about to get into it. Let's go. So this is one of the areas that I struggle with the most. I know we talk about my patience, my obedience, things like that. And whenever God has me in a waiting season, I just feel like, oh my gosh, I don't know what to do. Like when I'm busy, when I'm completely focused on business, when I'm so busy, I don't have no time to think about anything. Moving on or waiting on God doesn't seem that bad. It seems super easy. It's like, okay, well, I'm doing all these other things. So when God does whatever he's doing, it's fine. But when God tells me to rest, when he tells me, okay, in this moment, I need you to be still. Ooh, talk about struggle. I mean, a struggle season for real. I mean, moment. Let's not say whole season. I'm not trying to claim that over my life. So, I had a couple things that kind of helped me when I get into the season where God is telling me don't do anything at all. Like stop doing the most. Stop trying to make stuff happen on your own will. Let me do what I need to do because you can't be me. So stop trying to be me. Release control and let me take control of your life. And so in this season, what I do is I do something. I know you're probably saying this sounds like a contradiction. How are you going to do nothing and something? So what I mean by do something is do something that's productive. When you're waiting, you know you still got to clean the house. Like don't be like me. Sorry. I dropped something. Don't be like me and say, oh, well, I don't have to do anything now. Like, I could just sit back, put my feet up. I don't have to worry about cleaning the house. I don't have to worry about cleaning my car. I don't have to worry about cooking dinner. I don't have to worry about going grocery shopping. All I got to do is do nothing. God said do nothing. All right, I bet. I'm going to sit here and really do nothing. like, don't do that. Do something. Like, be productive in your life. Don't take on like going to college if God isn't telling you to go on that path. Don't take on going to a trade when God might not be telling you to go to a trade. Because the worst thing that you could do is sign up for a course in the waiting season and God has you moved to do something else the next month, or sign up for some sort of course or extra like curricular activity that is continuous throughout the year. And God's like, I never led you there. So then when you get to this place where God actually has you leveling up, you can't use any of your energy there because you use all your energy doing something that you wanted to do and not what God wanted you to do. Now, when I say do nothing, I mean don't do stuff just to make yourself busy, like things that you feel like you want to do because it makes you look good. Do the things that are pleasing to God. Do the things that are productive. Do the things that really will help to accelerate your life and cause you to step into purpose, and not just the things that look pleasing to you, not just the things that are good to you, but the things that are good for you. Do the things that will help you in your obedience walk, like reading the Bible or spending quality time with God in this waiting season. Do something like that. Something that will actually help you level up when God does call you to another level. Something that will prepare you in the waiting season while you're working on your emotional intelligence by reading more, while you are actually learning more about yourself and the things that you do and don't like. Like, you do not like being treated like this, or you do not like going this place, but you really enjoy doing these activities. Those will be things that you want to do in the season of waiting. The second thing that I have on my list that I do is serve others. So during this season, sometimes we feel like, okay, we're waiting and waiting and waiting. I'm gonna go do stuff in my life when God gives me this opportunity, when God gives me this man, this woman, this man, this person, place, or thing, then I will start to live my life. But live your life now. And the best thing that you can do is serve. What I like to do, and it's gonna sound so corny, but it helps, it blesses my life so much, is when I am in the waiting season and I'm serving, if I want someone to give me compliments, or if I would want a guy to do whatever it is, I give those compliments to another woman. I give those compliments to another guy. But I usually give compliments to guys in my family because I don't want guys that are not family members to take it the wrong way. So I will give them a compliment, or I'll say something encouraging, or if it is a person passing by, I won't make it like a, it's never like a, oh my gosh, you're so amazing. It's like, oh, that was awesome, or I really like those shoes, or something like that. It's not like a hit on anyone or something like that. It's more like a compliment. And so I try to be careful if it's like the opposite sex and I'm out and about. I try to just only do that with family. And then if there is someone who is in a certain environment, then I'll make sure that I say something that is a compliment, but it won't be something that's like that, you know? And so I try to make it my point to go out of my way to say, hey, girl, I really like your hair. Hey, I really like your outfit. I like your nails, whatever else it is, because whatever it is that you want to receive in your life, you have to be willing to serve it. You have to be willing to give that to other people. And if I want someone to do dates, then I need to do solo dates. If I want someone to do flowers, then I need to buy myself flowers. If I want to go traveling with this person, I'm going to need to solo travel in the safest way possible. And I say that as a disclaimer because I don't want anybody to be out here traveling somewhere alone with no protection, with no security, like not making sure that they're going to be good when they're traveling and they're going places, and make sure they have someone pick them up and drop them off, or whatever else it is that you need to do to make sure that you're good, or go in a group of like 20 some or 100 and some people like I planned on doing last year, but ended up not being able to travel due to world events, you know. And so things like that are what you should be doing for yourself and while you're serving in the season. There are like hundreds of thousands of organizations that need help every single day. So when you feel like, oh, I just don't have nothing to do, there's stuff to do. You could be doing something to add to the world. And this could be a volunteer session that you do one day, or you could do it once a month or something, while God is having you in the season. So you're serving and you're helping other people around you instead of just sitting, doing nothing, propping your feet up. And then, like, oh, well, I'll start moving when God gives me what I want. No, when you start doing what you need to do, when you start serving, when you start accelerating, God will bless you. He will give you the things that you need, the desires of your heart. And most of the times, the person, place, or thing that you want is in the area that you're serving. You on the way somewhere, you stopping at a store on the way back from serving. You in a place serving somewhere, you meet a person there, or whatever else it is. While you are really pouring into yourself, that's when you will find that God will just give you things, because you're not so focused on idolizing a thing. You're focused on serving His kingdom. And the third thing that I do in the waiting season is I let go. I let go of everything that doesn't serve me. And this is like the hardest thing for a lot of people, because we really want that person, place, or thing so badly. God, I wanted this job. It would solve so many problems, but we forget that God supplied that job so He could supply hundreds of other jobs. Sorry. I don't know what's going on in my throat. But, anyways, or my voice. And so, as you are waiting, it's important to let go of the things that are holding you back. You have to let go of the things that are not serving your life, because the more you hold on to those things, the less room you have for the thing that God is trying to send to you. How can God send you another job if you won't let go of this one? And I'm not saying anybody should let go of their job without God's consent. Definitely check with God first. And how can God give you a man if you holding on to these guys that you know is not serious? You just need somebody there, right? And I'm not just saying a warm body, even though a lot of people say warm body, but you want a person there who you can communicate with and talk to. And you're saying you're so ready to be married, but you're not ready to be alone. So how you gonna be ready for marriage when you gotta be good with yourself before God can send you His person? And He's definitely not going to send you a person while you're entertaining people that's not even supposed to be a part of your life. So you have to let go of those things that are not serving the kingdom, that are not serving your life. And no matter how good they seem, no matter how good it is in that moment, no matter how many times you think, oh, this is so amazing, this person treats me really well, if that's not what God has for you in your life, you have to let it go if God is saying no. And that's one of the hardest things ever. It's easy to let someone go who is mean or disrespectful or hateful or any other negative characteristic trait. But when it's a decent human being, it's really hard for me to just be like, okay, God, like, yes, of course I trust God, but it's a time thing for me because I struggle with patience. And so God will be like, yeah, I'm going to send you the person. I'll be like, all right, God, okay. Then I'll be having that moment where I'll be like, this person is like the coolest person I've ever met. So, in the meantime, could I talk to this person? And God's like, nah, you need to like just let that person go and wait on me. And I'll be like, but God, a day is like 1,000 years. 1,000 years is like a day to you. So, but no, that's like a little banter that I got with Jesus. And so I really have to make sure that I'm focusing in on what's the greater good. What is the big purpose? What is going to be purposeful, or what is going to add to the kingdom of God? Am I going to add to the kingdom of God being with someone who his purpose and my purpose doesn't align? Like, if I know that I'm supposed to be changing the world and I'm supposed to be speaking life into people and I might be traveling, do I want to be with someone that never wants to travel? Probably not. If I if I know that my purpose is speaking to young kids or people, I know I'm gonna have to be with a certain person that's gonna be okay with me not being around, like at somebody's beck and call. I'm gonna have to be with someone who's secure enough in who they are to say, okay, it's cool with you doing whatever it is. If I'm all about God, it's going to be really hard for me to keep that faith being with someone who's not about God. And it sucks so much, but you definitely have to do what is obedient to God. And so while you are in the season, while you are waiting, while God is telling you to rest, just have faith and let go of the things that are not instrumental in your future or your purpose, because the longer you hold on, the harder it is to let it go. The longer you hold on, the harder it is for you to get the things that God promised you. And sometimes it can feel like, oh my gosh, I'm waiting forever. You know, it can feel like, what am I doing wrong? But like I said in past videos, and the pastor said at church, you're not doing anything wrong. Sometimes life just life. Sometimes it gets hard waiting, and that's when the adversary will come in and try to make you feel worthless or guilty, or like, God is God really gonna send you this thing? Is God really gonna do what He said He's gonna do? And God always comes through. But you have to remember to keep the faith even in the waiting season. And the best way to do it is to serve. The best way to do it is to do something that's productive, that's adding to you, and focus on Him. Don't focus on the things that you don't have, because that's the best way to be ungrateful. Focus on what you do have in your life, because that is the best way that God can continue to bless you and level you up. So if you are trying to level up in this rest phase, do the things that are going to be productively serving the kingdom, because next thing you know, life will happen the way it's supposed to. It will just fall into place. And you won't even know like how it happened or when it happened. You won't even be able to tell the story of how you got the job, how you got the person, how this thing turned out the way that it did. And the only answer is going to be God. So stay faithful, keep believing in Him, and know that He always comes through. He will come through. I don't care how it looks right now. Just stay faithful. And I know that you really want those things in your life. But here's something that blessed me yesterday in the fasting thing before I hop off, because I got a Bible study in a little bit. But yesterday, the pastor was talking and he asked this question, and I had to be real honest with myself. And it literally brought me to tears. And I feel comfortable saying that because there's someone else who probably will feel the same way, and it might help somebody or bless somebody's life. So yesterday, this pastor's preaching, and he said, that thing that you're praying to God for, that you're asking Him for, that you're waiting for, if God gives it to you, is it going to be the thing that destroys your relationship with Him? Is it going to bring you closer to God or further away? Can you be really honest with yourself? Will you spend the same amount of time that you're doing with God right now if He gives you that thing? Are you going to be as faithful as you are right now if God gives you that thing? Will you know how to be in those situations in an honorable, respectful way if God gives you these things right now? And my answer was no yesterday. And I know it sounds bad, but it really was no. It was like, God, if you give me this thing that I pray for right now, I'm not going to be able to handle it. I don't even know how to act. I don't know how to be that person. I don't know how to do the things that you need for me to do. And God, I need you to prepare me in the right way, prepare my heart in the right way so I could be ready for it. Because I don't want anything to come between my relationship with God. I want to make sure that I'm still faithful, that I still have hope, that no matter what God gives me, it does not come in between my relationship with Him. That it does not change my faith, that it does not change my faith walk, that it does not make me be unfocused or not focus on Him. So at this moment, God don't give it to me. Like, yes, I want it, but if it's going to be something that destroys my faith, I don't need it in my life. And yesterday I just let it go, because what's the point of having it if I can't have God in my life? It's no point. So until God prepares me in the right way, if this is something that He still wants to give me, even though I know, like me being honest with myself, I would not be able to handle it. I wouldn't be able to handle the thing that I'm praying for. I would honestly probably spend less time with God if He gave it to me. I would probably honestly not know how to act if God gave it to me. I probably honestly wouldn't pray as much, or I would still be in Bible study but would have trouble focusing. I don't know what would be able to change my mindset, my heart posture, everything, so that I could still stay faithful to God. And in this moment, I don't think I could handle it. So I know why God is making me wait. And I'm going to wait patiently with a service heart, with a joyful heart, because it's not about me, it's about the kingdom. So I hope that that helped you. And I hope that during the season, you decide to serve and be productive, so that waiting doesn't seem so bad. And trust in God and know that He is always going to come through. So thank you so much for watching. Go ahead and give me a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. And I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye.